or welcome back. If you don't know me already, my name is Katharine, and today I'm going to be making a fall playlist. I'm about to head out on a walk, and one of the things that I listen to most when I'm out on my walks is music, or even a podcast sometimes if I'm feeling it, but mostly music. Music has always played such a huge role in my life ever since I was a kid. I always remember growing up having some pair of headphones on and jamming out to some Elvis or John Mellencamp or Mariah Carey. But then, of course, as I got into middle school and high school, I found out what my taste is in music. I like to think that I have a variety of tastes in music, if that makes sense. I listen to a lot of country music, Christian music. I also listen to some oldies because I did grow up with parents who were born in the 60s, so I did listen to a lot of 70s and 80s music growing up. My dad was obsessed with Elvis and John Mellencamp. Those are the two main artists that remind me of my dad. And then the two main artists that remind me of my mom are Mariah Carey and Shania Twain. Isn't music funny like that though? Like certain artists or certain songs or certain albums remind you of certain people or even certain situations in your life or different experiences that you have. It reminds you of a certain moment in your life. And that's what makes music so powerful and so impactful, is music really is one of the fibers of humanness. It's really a cultural and society thing to have music. I like to think that we've had music ever since the beginning of time when God created the earth. So I'm gonna make that fall playlist today because going into every new season, I always like to create a set of songs that I imagine my fall to look like, if that makes sense. I can maybe imagine me doing a certain activity during this song, or maybe I think about certain types of things that happen in the fall during these certain songs. So I'm gonna make a playlist right now on Spotify of different fall songs that I think I want to listen to, because I really feel like when you create a playlist for the upcoming season, it almost feels like a refresh, and then it also feels like you're setting up the next season for whatever you want it to bring to you. So let me go ahead and do that now. Let's get this phone out, and I'm gonna go to Spotify. I'm going to record my screen so that you can see what I'm seeing. These are all the playlists that I have on my phone right now. I've already made a summer one, so this one is gonna be called Fall. I like putting these little dots here because it's really, really aesthetic to me. I always like to add a photo to the album on my Spotify. So I'm gonna go choose the one that I normally put on my albums, or my playlists, I should say. It's not an album. Where's my favorites? Oh, favorites right here. I'm gonna go down to this little blue Spotify logo. I just like the color of that. I have it on all my playlists, like I said. Save. And I'm just gonna start choosing songs that I think would best fit fall. I've been really getting into Noah Kahan, and I feel like Noah Kahan is like the epitome of fall and like going camping. When I went camping about a few months back before I started doing YouTube, I was listening to Noah Kahan nonstop because he just has this way about him, and his voice just sounds like the outdoors to me. So I'm definitely adding Stick Season. I already have it on my summer playlist too, funny enough. I'm also gonna add Dial Drunk, as well as You're Gonna Go Far. I'm basically gonna add all of the Noah Kahan songs that I already have on my summer playlist onto my fall playlist, because I feel like he is just the perfect person to listen to when you're outdoors or during the fall season. I do a lot of things outdoors in the summer, so that's why I have him on my summer playlist too. Another song that I think would be great for fall is Sunflower by Post Malone, just because I know sunflower picking is in the fall. I don't know, I just think that would be perfect to have. So when I'm having a hard time thinking of certain songs to add to a playlist, or I'm having a hard time starting a playlist, I'll oftentimes add a few to my playlist, like 4 or 5 songs, and then right underneath where it says recommended songs on your Spotify playlist, I'll go ahead and look at what they recommend to add to your playlist. So all of these songs I don't really like right now because I don't think they scream fall. This doesn't scream fall either. I know they're recommending a lot of Noah Kahan ones now, which makes sense because I have some Noah Kahan songs on my playlist already, but I don't want to add more Noah Kahan songs because I don't want my whole playlist to be Noah Kahan. I just refreshed again, and I just realized that Boucher is another artist that I really like listening to during the fall. His voice just reminds me of fall, so I'm going to add that song. I know that song called Work Song. So I'm going to go to Boucher's page on Spotify, and I'm going to add some of his songs. Another idea is, even if you don't know the specific song, even if it's by your favorite artist, always listen to it and see if it's something that you would listen to. Just because I know that it's sometimes hard to listen to new things because it's scary because you don't know if you'd like it, but I always like to do that even if I skip to the middle of the song. That way I know if it reminds me of fall or not, or whatever playlist that you're making. You can always listen to it, and if it reminds you of what you want your playlist to look like, you can always add it. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on adding songs. I also really like to listen to country music in the fall too. So some of my favorite artists are Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, and Dan and Shay. So I'm going to see if any of these artists have things that would remind me of fall. I'm definitely adding Cowgirls by Morgan Wallen because I just feel like that's an anthem of my life in general. I'm also adding Last Drive Down Main by him as well. I also like Outlaw by him. That's another song that reminds me of fall. I'm gonna look at Dan and Shay now. I love Bigger Houses by them, so I'm gonna add that. It's funny because they do create a lot of summery type songs, which I'm surprised I even found one song by them that reminds me of fall. Now let's go to Luke Combs. I feel Luke Combs is the best bet for fall type songs because I feel like his voice is super raspy, and I like that. Ooh, definitely adding Where the Wild Things Are to fall. I'm also adding Fast Car because that's another good one that I like by him. It's also on my summer playlist. And another thing that I like to do too, if I'm having a hard time thinking of songs to add to a playlist, I look at other people's playlists of similar type things that I'm trying to aim for. So I'm just gonna look up fall playlist and look at a random one. Ooh. I'm definitely adding There She Goes by the Laws. That's definitely like 90s fall. I wouldn't say that I'm a Swiftie by any means, but I do like some of her songs, and I might add some of them to my playlist because I do feel like some of her songs are very fall-like. Afterglow is definitely going on there by Taylor Swift. Ooh, another one who would be really good is Billie Eilish. So I'm gonna look up Billie Eilish right now. I just saw that on that fall playlist. I'm definitely adding What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish because that kind of reminds me of fall. I'm also adding Everything I Wanted by her too. Let me look at another fall playlist to give me some more ideas. Autumn Mix by Spotify. Ooh, Casey Musgraves. I'm gonna have to add Happy and Sad by her because I love her voice too. George Ezra, he's another person that I think would be a great addition to my fall playlist. I just saw him on that autumn Spotify playlist. So I'm gonna see what he has that would remind me of fall. Ooh, Budapest definitely would remind me of fall, so I'm gonna add that. But I know I'm all over the place right now, going back and forth to different playlists and different artists and songs to try to make the perfect fall playlist. But that's just what it takes in order to create the perfect fall playlist. So let's go back to what I've made so far and go down to the recommended section. So Vance Joy just came up under the recommended songs for the fall playlist, and I want to add this song right here. It's called Mess Is Mine. I'm going to just keep on refreshing the recommended songs to see if anything pops up. Ooh, Tyler Childers, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. All Yorin, I'm definitely adding that song. Ooh, Chris Stapleton too, he's really good too. I'm going to add You Should Probably Leave by him. He's another country singer that I love. The Lumineers, I forgot about Ho Hey. I'm going to add that as well. Jordan Davis is another country singer that I like. I'm going to add Next Thing You Know. Zach Bryan is also another artist that I like. So I'm going to add Nine Ball by him. Also Jordan Davis again. I'm going to add By Dirt. I'm going to refresh again. I'm going to add Chasing You by Morgan Wallen. Refresh. Ooh, Spin You Around, the January 24th edition. It's like an acoustic version of that song. I'm definitely going to add that. So how many songs do I have so far? Let's see. So I currently have 33 songs on this playlist. It's about an hour and 54 minutes in total. I think that's good for my playlist right now. I can always add things on the way as I listen, and I can always look at the recommended songs. So this is what I have so far. I have some Noah Kahan, I have Stick Season, Dial Drunk, You're Gonna Go Far, New Perspective. I also have Sunflower by Post Malone. I also have Work Song by Hozier, What That I by Hozier, Too Sweet by him, and also Someone New, also by Hozier. By Olivia Rodrigo, I have Can't Catch Me Now, which was featured in the Hunger Games. I have Ophelia and Flowers in Your Hair by the Lumineers. I also have by Morgan Wallen, Cowgirl, Last Drive Down Maine, Outlaw, and I have Bigger Houses by Dan and Shay. I have Where the Wild Things Are and Fast Car by Luke Combs. I have There She Goes by The Laws. I have Afterglow by Taylor Swift. What Was I Made For and Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish. I have Happy and Sad by Casey Musgraves. Budapest by George Ezra. Mess Is Mine by Vance Joy. All Yorin by Tyler Childers. You Should Probably Leave by Chris Stapleton. Ho Hey by the Lumineers. Next Thing You Know by Jordan Davis, 9 Ball by Zach Bryan, By Dirt by Jordan Davis and Luke Bryan, Chasing You by Morgan Wallen, and Spin You Around, also by Morgan Wallen. As I said before, I'm probably going to grow this playlist exponentially just as I'm listening to it more and I'm getting more in the fall mood. I don't like to think that a playlist is ever done. Like I was saying before, I love music and I think it definitely sets the mood for any situation that you're in. If you theme your songs to seasons like I do, or if you theme your playlist to different life events that you're going through, whatever it is, you can probably make a playlist for it. And I think music has such a powerful impact on our lives. As I mentioned before, I remember certain songs or certain artists for certain people that I know in my life, or certain memories that I have when I was younger. If I listen to a certain song or listen to a certain artist, it reminds me of certain people and it reminds me of certain core memories that I have throughout my life. But I hope this gave you some inspiration of creating your own fall playlist. It definitely is fun to me to make these types of videos and these types of playlists for myself, just because when I watch these types of videos it gives me inspiration, and I hope it gives you inspiration too. But I hope you have a great day or a great night or a great morning whenever you're watching this. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and like all the YouTube things that you know how to do, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!